was used for the first time to refer the tribal people by Thakkar Bappa. Thakkar Bappa, Amrit Lal Vitthal Das Thakkar, popularly known as Thakkar Bappa, was the first to use the term Adivasi for tribal people. He was a social reformer and founder of Bhil Seva. Gandhi used Harijan for Dalits but did not introduce Adivasi. He was social reformer and founder of Bhil Seva Mandal. Jyotiba Phule worked for lower caste but did not coin Adivasi. B.R. Ambedkar advocated scheduled caste, which among the following provided a common factor for a tribal insurrection in India in 19th century. The complete disruption of old agrarian order of tribal communities. मतलब सारे ओल्ड उनके आइडियाज़ को इनकम्प्लीट कर दिए थे. The complete disruption of old agrarian order of tribal communities. Colonial policies disrupted the traditional self-sufficient tribal economy, leading to widespread revolt. Land revenue system. Increased taxation affected tribals, but the primary issue was land alienation. Religious influence. Missionaries did influence tribal culture, but revolts were mainly due to economic reasons. Exploitative moneylenders worsened tribal poverty, but the loss of land was the main cause. The Ho revolt took place during 1820 to 21. Ho revolt 1820-21 took place in Santhal Pargana region of Bihar. Ho's, a tribal community in Chota Nagpur, revolted against British revenue policies. When did the Kharwar tribal movement occur? 1874. खैरवा ट्राइबल मूवमेंट कब हुआ? 1874 में, led by Bhagirathi Manjhi. A Kharwar movement aimed to abolish British exploitation of forest resources. Who among the following was the leader of some anti-British revolts in Sambalpur? Surendra Sai. Surendra Sai, 1809 to 1884, led the Sambalpur Uprising, 1827 to 1862, against British rule in Odisha. He continued his struggle even after being imprisoned. Utirat Singh, not known, a revolt against British in Sambalpur. Katta Bomman, 18th century, fought against British in Tamil Nadu, not Sambalpur. Sayyid Ahmed Barelvi, he led Wahhabi movement but was unrelated to Odisha's revolt. संबलपुर में सुरेंद्र साई. बिरसा मुंडा led Ulgulan movement 1899 to 1900 against British exploitation in feudal land laws. Thakkar Bappa first used the term Adivasi for tribal communities. The Ho revolt 1820 to 21 was a tribal uprising in Santhal Pargana. Surendra Sai led the anti-British rebellion in Sambalpur, Odisha. The common cause of 19th century tribal revolt was the disruption of old agrarian system. Consider the following events and arrange them in chronological order. Santhal 1855 to 56. Indigo 59 to 60. Deccan riots 1825 में शायद. Mutiny of Sepoys 1857. संथल रिवन 55 टू देखिए डिक्कन रियोट 1875. तो सबसे पहले इसमें कौन सा हुआ था? संथल हुआ था, फिर हुआ था संथल 1855 टू 56. Tribal uprising against British revenue policies and landlords in present-day Jharkhand. Revolt of 1857, Sipai Mutiny 1857. First War of Independence against British rule. Indigo Revolt 1859 to 60. Peasant resistance in Bengal against oppressive indigo plantation policy. Deccan Riots 1875. Peasant movements in Maharashtra against moneylender exploiting farmers through high interest loans. ठीक. Santhal rebellion led by Sidhu Kanu Chand and Bhairav against British operation Jamindari system started in Rajmahal Hill, Jharkhand and spread to Bengal and Bihar. British forces brutally suppressed the movement. Revolt of 1857, Sepoy Mutiny, the first major war of independence against British rule, triggered by grievances of Indian soldiers, Sepoys, and deep resentment against colonial rule. Leaders Rani Lakshmibai, Nana Sahib, Kunwar Singh Bahadur Shah Zafar, Tanteto ended in 1858 with British victory and dissolution of the Mughal Empire. Indigo Revolt 1859 to 60. Farmer in Bengal revolt against forced indigo cultivation by British planters. They were forced to grow indigo instead of food crops under exploitative contracts. Deen Bandhu Mitra played Neel Darpan 1860 highlighted farmers' plight. Harishchandra Mukherjee and other intellectuals supported the movement. Here Harishchandra Mukherjee Hindu portrait में लिखते थे. Deccan Riot 1875 occurred in Pune and Ahmednagar, Maharashtra, triggered by exploitative moneylenders Mahajan charging high interest loans to farmers. British later introduced the Deccan Agriculturalist Relief Act 1879 to regulate moneylenders. Final Santhal Rebellion 1855 to 56 preceded the 1857 revolt. 1857 revolt, Sepoy Mutiny, first major uprising against British rule. Indigo movement 1859 to 60, peasant movement against forced indigo farming. Deccan riots 1875, peasant protest against moneylenders in Maharashtra. The immediate cause of Deccan riots in 1865 was high land revenue rates. High land revenue rates, the Deccan Riot 1875 were a major agrarian revolt by peasants against exploitative British and land revenue policies in Maharashtra. Farmers were burdened by excessive land taxes, leading to debt and confiscation land by moneylenders, Mahajans. Shadow of famine, while famine increased distress, the famine caused was a high revenue demand. High interest rates charged by Mahajans, moneylenders exploited farmers, but land revenue pressure was the key factor. Protests were against land revenue, not an imposition. The following popular movement occurred in after 1857. सल्तान नहीं हुआ था, इंडिगो हुआ था, टिक्कन हुआ था, बिरसा मुंडा हुआ था. संथाल 1855 में हुआ था. 1855-56 occurred before 1857. Indigo 1859 to 60. Deccan agricultural riots 1875. Birsa Munda uprising 1899 to 1900 all occurred after 1857. मोपला रिवोल्ट 1921 में केरला में हुआ. पवना 1873 to 76 बंगाल में हुआ. बांग्लादेश वाले. एका मूवमेंट 1921 to 22 अवध उत्तर प्रदेश. बिरसा मुंडा 1899 to 1900 बिहार नाउ झारखंड. मोपला रिबेलियन of 1921 broke out in Kerala. Mopla rebellion 1921 was an uprising of Muslim peasant Mopla in Malabar, Kerala against British rule and oppressive landlords, mainly Hindu landlords. It was influenced by Khilafat movement and was later suppressed by British. Tibhaga movement 1946 to 47, Mopla 1921, Pabna peasant revolt 1873 to 76, Bengal Indigo revolt 1859 to 60. Pabna revolt 1873 to 1855, fought for tenant rights in Bengal. Ika movement 1922, peasant movement in Awadh against high rent. Santhal rebellion 1855 to 56, major tribal uprising against British and Jamindars. Tana Bhagat movement 1914, tribal movement led by Chatra Bhagat in Bihar. Deccan riots 1875 were caused by high land revenue rates and Mahajan exploitation. Indigo revolt 1859 to 60, Deccan riots 1875, Birsa Munda uprising 1899 to 1900 occurred after 1857. Mopla rebellion 1921 took place in Kerala and was linked to Khilafat movement. Tibhaga movement 1946 to 47 was a peasant struggle in Bengal. Pabna revolt 1873 to 85 was an agrarian movement in Bengal. Who started the Eka movement? Farmer of Hardoi, Barabanki and other places of Uttar Pradesh. Eka movement 1921 to 22 was a peasant movement in Hardoi, Barabanki, Bahraich and Sitapur, district of Uttar Pradesh. It was led by Madari Pasi and was primarily focused on protesting against excessive land revenue rates imposed by British authorities, which were nearly 50% higher than accepted tax rate. Farmer of Maharashtra had its own peasant movement like Deccan Riot 1875, which were against exploitative money lenders महाजन्स, और जो लैंड पे टैक्सेस बढ़ाए गए थे उनको लेकर था. ठीक. Farmers of Bengal witnessed Tibhaga movement 1946 to 47, Indigo revolt 1859 to 60, which were centered on tenancy rights and exploitative indigo farming. Farmers of Punjab's major peasant movements included in Pagdi Samal Jatta movement 1907 and Gadar movement 1913 to 15. Farmers of Hardoi, Barabanki and other places of the movement was started in Hardoi, Barabanki, Bahraich and Sitapur in 1921, led by Madari Pasi. Against increased land revenue demands, farmers refused to pay excessive land taxes and the movement gained momentum. Later, British suppressed the movement by using force. रंपा रिबेलियन ये हुआ था आंध्र प्रदेश में. पबना 1873 to 76, बंगाल 59 to 60, जैनतिया देखते हैं. रंपा रिबेलियन 79 to 80, ट्राइबल अपराइजिंग ऑफ रंपा रीजन इन आंध्र प्रदेश, led by Alluri Sitaram Raju against British forest laws, which restricted shifting, cultivation and access to forest resources. Ended with British suppression. Pabna peasant 1873 to 76, peasant movement in Bengal's Pabna district. Farmers protested against exorbitant rent demands by Jamindars under Permanent Settlement Act of 1793, led to the formation of Bengal Tenancy Act of 1885. Bengal Indigo Revolt 1859 to 60. Peasants in Bengal rebelled against forced indigo cultivation by British planters. Leaders Digambar Viswas and Vishnu Viswas. Dinbandhu Mitra plays Neel Darpan 1860 highlighted plight of indigo farmers. Jaintia Rebellion 1860 to 63 revolted by Jaintia and Khasi tribal against British control in northeast India, triggered by British interference in local governance and taxation policies. Where did Mopla revolt of 1921 take place? Kerala में. Mopla revolt 1921 took place in Malabar region of Kerala It was a peasant uprising by Muslim tenants, Moplas, against Hindu landlords, Jainis, and British government due to oppression by landlords, high rent, evacuation, lack of security, and tenure. British favoritism towards landlords in tenancy dispute. Khilafat movement influence leading to religious overtones. British used brutal force to crush the rebellion. Thousands of Mopla rebels were killed, imprisoned, or deported. Where did the Mopla revolt of 1921 take place? Malabar region, मतलब केरला में. Mopla rebellion 1921 occurred in Malabar, Kerala. It was an agrarian uprising with a communal angle due to religious polarization between Muslim peasant Moplas and Hindu landlords. इनको कहा जाता था हिंदू लैंडलॉर्ड्स को जेनमीज. Initially economic protest, but later influenced by Khilafat movement and took a religious turn. The British totally crushed the revolt, leading mass execution and deportation. अच्छा अब ये देखा जाए बैरकपुर म्यूटिनी 1857 में हुआ था. जब बैरकपुर म्यूटिनी जुलाई 1806 में हुआ. बहरामपुर रिवोल्ट नवंबर 1824, संथल 1855 to 56, वेल्लोर फरवरी 1857 में हुआ. बैरकपुर म्यूटिनी 1806 फर्स्ट मेजर रिबेलियन अगेंस्ट ब्रिटिश रूल बाय इंडियन सिपाहीज. कॉज क्या था? इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ न्यू ड्रेस कोड, रिलीजियस इंटरफेरेंस. ब्रिटिश सप्रेस द म्यूटिनी brutally. Berhampur revolt 1824 occurred in Odisha, led by Sipai Jagbandhu against British expansionist policies. Sipai Jagbandhu, Berhampur. Santhal revolt led by Sidhu and Kanhu against the British revenue system happened in Rajmahal Hills, Jharkhand. Vellore Mutiny, first organized Sipai mutiny against British rule, triggered by British interference in religious custom. New turban and dress code resulted in mass execution by British forces. वेल्लोर म्यूटनी पहला ऑर्गेनाइज्ड सिपाही म्यूटनी था 1806 में. एका मूवमेंट 1921 to 22, पेसेंट मूवमेंट अगेंस्ट हाई टैक्सेशन इन यूपी. Mopla movement 1921, tenant rebellion in Malabar, Kerala against landlords. मैच करना है. अहोम 1828. Ahom rebellion 1828 was led by Gumdhar Kumar in Upper Assam against British rule. The British annexed Assam in 1826 through the Treaty of Yandabo. After the First Anglo-Burma War, Ahom rulers and local population opposed British dominance. The rebellion was crushed, but British later granted some administrative autonomy. Coal rebellion 1831 to 32, tribal rebellion in Chota Nagpur region led by Buddhu Bhagat, Jowa Bhagat and others. Coal rebellion. The main cause was land alienation due to British policies that allowed outsider Diku to exploit coals. The British brutally suppressed the rebellion. Santhal rebellion 1855 to 56, led by Sidhu and Kanhu against Jamindar, moneylender, Mahajans and British. Santhal were oppressed through unfair land revenue policies and forced labor. The revolt spread across Bhagalpur and Rajmahal Hill, Jharkhand, Bihar. British forces executed leaders, ending rebellion. After suppression, Santhal Pargana was created as a separate district. Mopla rebellion 1921 took place in Malabar, Kerala. Muslim tenant farmers Mopla revolted against Hindu landlords and British authorities. Religious and agrarian issues fueled the revolt. It later became associated with Khilafat movement. British used force to crush the rebellion, leading the mass execution and deportation. Which of the following is not correctly matched? Mopla revolt Kerala, ठीक, Kuka Punjab, Koli Gujarat. Chua revolt Chua revolt was tribal uprising in Bengal, Bankura and Midnapur. Mopla revolt 1921 Kerala Malabar. Muslim Mopla farmer revolted against Hindu landlords and the British, connected to the Khilafat movement. Kuka revolt Punjab, started by Bhagat Jawaharlal and led by Guru Ram Singh, 1840s, demanded religious and political reform within Sikhism against British rule and social injustice. Koli revolt Gujarat. Koli tribes in Gujarat revolted against British land policies. Happened in Mehsana district, Taranga Hill. Chua revolt actually occurred in Bengal, Bankura and Midnapur, led by local tribal chiefs against British economic policies. Took place between 1767 to 1802. Bhils revolted against Britain in Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra, मतलब Western Ghats. Bhil revolt 1818 to 1831 took place in Khandesh, which is now part of Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh. Bhil tribes lived in hilly region of Khandesh, Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh. British annexed Khandesh in 1818, causing resentment among Bhils. Trimbakji Dhanglia, the minister of Baji Rao, to encouraged Bhils to revolt. Trimbakji Dhanglia. The revolt was brutally suppressed by British. Bhils later revolted multiple times in Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh in 19th to 20th century. Which one of the following pairs is not correctly matched? Munda Birsa, Santhal Kanu, Ahom Gomdhar Kumar. Tana Bhagat movement 1914 was led by Chatra Oran, not by any Nayak leader. Tana Bhagat, Munda Birsa, Santhal Kanu, Ahom Gomdhar Kumar. Tana Bhagat movement was led by Chatra Oran, not by Nayak leader. Tana Bhagat movement led by Chatra Oran 1914. Santhal Sidhu Kanu, Ahom Gomdhar Kumar, Munda Birsa Munda. In which year did Chatra Oran started the Tana Bhagat movement? 1914. Tana Bhagat movement started 1914 under Chatra Oran, an Oran leader from Chota Nagpur. Tana Bhagat opposed British taxation and forced labor policies. They adopted Gandhian principles and protested peacefully, demanded tribal rights over land and forest. British arrested many Tana Bhagats and repressed the movement. Kuki, Tripura, Kuka, Punjab, Pabana, Bengal, Birsa Munda, Bihar. Ahom revolt 1828 Assam against British after Treaty of Yandabo. Kol revolt 1831 to 32 Chota Nagpur. Santhal 1855 to 56 Jharkhand and Bihar, led by Sidhu and Kanu. Mopla 1921 Kerala, Muslim tenants versus Hindu landlords. Bhil 1818 to 31 Khandesh, Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh. Tana Bhagat 1914 Chatra Oran led tribal movement in Jharkhand. Birsa Munda 1899 to 1900 Jharkhand. Which among the following is not correctly matched? Neel rebellion 1859 to 16 सही है. जयंतिया 1860 to 63 सही. कुकी 60 to 90 सही है. कुका मतलब कुका started in 1814, lasted in 1872. ठीक. Neel rebellion 1859 to 60, also known as Indigo Revolt, took place in Bengal against British indigo planters who forced peasants to cultivate indigo instead of food crops. Led by Digambar Viswas and Vishnu Viswas. Inspired Deen Bandhu Mitra plays Neel Darpan. Jaintia rebellion took place in Meghalaya, Jaintia Hills. The Jaintia and Khasi tribes revolted against British interference in their culture and traditional practices. British imposed taxes, banned human sacrifices, and destroyed Jaintia kingdom. Kuki rebellion 1860 to 90. Kuki tribes of Manipur and Mizoram revolted against British taxation and recruitment policies. British forcefully recruited Kukis of the World War I, leading to further resistance. Kuka revolt 1832 to 34. नहीं, Kuka revolt was actually 1840 to 72, led by Bhagat Jawahar Mal and Guru Ram Singh in Punjab. It was Sikh revivalist movement against British rule and opposed caste discrimination. Who was the leader of Bhumji revolt? Ganga Narayan. Bhumji revolt was led by Ganga Narayan in Jangal Mahal. Ganga Narayan Jangal Mahal, West Bengal. Bhumji was a tribal community in Barabhum, West Bengal. The British imposed heavy taxation and took away their traditional land. Revolt started as a local land dispute but turned into anti-British rebellion. Ganga Narayan led an armed resistance against both the British and local Jamindars. British brutally suppressed the revolt by 1833. Tibhaga movement was started in 1946 from Bengal under the leaders of Kisan Sabha. Tibhaga movement 1946 to 47 was led by Bengal Provincial Kisan Sabha Peasant Union. Tibhaga means three parts, referring the demand that sharecroppers, bargadars should keep 2/3 of the produce instead of giving half to landlords, jotedars. Referring to demand that sharecroppers, bargadars should keep 2/3 of the produce instead of giving half to landlords, jotedars. Led by Kisan Sabha, the peasant wing of Communist Party of India. Flood Commission 1940 supported Tibhaga's demand, but the movement was violently suppressed by the police. Key leader कौन थे? Kampram Singh or Bhuvan Singh. The first tribal leader who was inspired by Mahatma Gandhi and his ideology was Jadonang. Jadonang, the Naga leader from Manipur. The first tribal leader inspired by Gandhi ji, Jadonang, Naga leader from Manipur. Jadonang 1905 to 1931 was a Naga spiritual and political leader from Manipur. He started the Hereka movement, a religious reform movement, which later turned into an anti-British uprising. Inspired by Mahatma Gandhi's principle of self-rule non-cooperation, executed by British in 1931. His disciple Rani Gaidinliu carried forward his movement after his death. Allu Sitaraman Raju, Andhra Pradesh, led the Rampur Rebellion 1922 to 24, but was inspired by armed struggle, not Gandhian philosophy. Jhabkar Papa was leader in Gujarat, but was not directly inspired by Gandhi. Rani Gaidinliu was inspired by Jadonang, but she later aligned with Gandhiji during the 1930s. Rani Gaidinliu. Who was the first leader to organize the labor movement in India? N.M. Lokhande. The first leader to organize the labor movement in India was Narayan Meghaji Lokhande, 1848 to 1897. Lokhande is known as father of Indian labor movement. He was a social reformer from Maharashtra. Worked for the right of textile mill workers in Mumbai. In 1884, he organized first major law strike in India. Demanded better wages, 8-hour work days, and weekly holidays. Inspired later labor laws like B.P. Wali and leaders B.P. Wali and N.G. Ranga. Bhumji Revolt 1832 to 33, Ganga Narayan Bengal, anti-British and anti-landlord movement. Tibhaga 1946 to 47, Kisan Sabha demanded a 2/3 share of peasant. Jadonang Manipur 1931, first tribal leader inspired by Gandhiji, Heraka movement इसने. एन.एम. लोखंडे फर्स्ट लेबर लीडर इन इंडिया, ऑर्गेनाइज मिल वर्कर्स इन बॉम्बे 1880। ठीक, तो ये ख़त्म होता है हम लोगों का। थैंक यू, बाय बाय, अब अगले में मिलते हैं।